everybody, and welcome back to VidaneTV Championship Night here for the RBR Maritime Group, the EasyKleen Super Late Model Series, race numero 7 here on the docket for the evening. 7-7 for those keeping track at home. We're going to be crowning ourselves a champion, and it's going to be between Tanton Wooldridge and Ryan Messer. 10 points separating themselves. You can see they are both qualified on the podium here tonight for Five Flag Speedway. Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. down here in the production trailer, and we are on schedule for 150 laps on the schedule this evening to crown ourselves a champion. The Vino Trucking 150, Towing and Trucking 150 here at Five Flag Speedway in the virtual Pensacola, Florida. Looking forward to hopefully heading on down there later on this year. Tanton Wooldridge, Noel Fouchier going to roll off on the front row. Ryan Messer, Chris Roma going to roll off in row number 2. There you see Travis Roma in the 38, Ashton Tucker, Wade Craswell, Dylan Black, the top 8, Scott Negus, Danny Vitch rolling out, or rounding out rather, the top 10. 16 cars starting here this evening. Craig Tully, Taylor Layton there in 11th and 12th. And as we get on through the starting grid there, you can see John Byron, Jake Goodwin, Mike Rhino, Dave Cassidy, and Derek Gates going to be the 16 drivers. Check that, 17 drivers that are going to be starting at this one here tonight. Final race of the season. Everything up on the dashboard at this point. We're lined up 2 by 2. The lights are off on the iRacing pace car. We're getting ready to do battle for the final time this season here at Five Flags. Lights off on the pace car. Green flag flies once again. Messer going to get that whole shot in that one car down the bottom side. Keep in mind, Tanton Wooldridge is going to start in the back. Last week's winner here at Nashville. Cross the stripe first. Going to start shotgun on the field. And that's going to be fun to watch along as we take a look at this championship battle all night long. Remember, it's going to be between those 2 drivers. Ryan Messer up in the front and Tanton Wooldridge back in the 11th position. You can see the front 4 have gotten single file. Wade Craswell, first car single file. He's down on the bottom side in that 67 car. Ashton Tucker, the 2 up on the high side, and you can already tell that that sun glare from that sunset going down in the corner is bright. See if we can get an onboard shot here from one of the drivers. Not too bad down here. You can see the shade just kind of crossing the track just a little bit. Really kind of showing you where your marks are. You cross the start-finish line there, and that's when you can start to see it coming in the left-hand side of the car, and then blammo, looking on down into turn number 3, comes right in there. So that's going to be something these drivers are going to be dealing with for quite some time. You can see still side by side, Ashton Tucker on the high side, Craswell in the 67 down the bottom. Craswell going to take the spot. Going to move Negus back in there with him in the 55 car. Going to slide off one spot there, a little side by side. Craig Tully going to try and follow along in there as well. Working lap number 6, 150 on the docket here tonight. Vino's Trucking and Towing on board with the sponsorship of the series closer here this evening. And it has been a heck of a season here with the RBR Maritime Group. 7 seasons together, racing together. Some of the Maritime Canada's best sim racers getting together here on Monday nights. The EasyKleen jumping on board with the Super Late Models series as well. So cool to have them on board. A little side-by-side action there for second. Roma on the bottom side of the 83 car going to try and take away the position. And as those guys are duking it out for second, they bring in another Roma into the battle. Travis Roma in the 38 car going to try and slide himself up into this mix as well. And you can see it's kind of a little bit of an accordion effect as these guys are side by side. Wade Craswell going to try and move up a spot, and that's going to open a door down on the bottom side for Negus in the 55 car, who's going to try and slide his way back into the top 5. Going to get that spot. Craswell currently stuck on the kind of the middle to high group. 10 laps down, 140 to go here at Pensacola Five Flags Speedway. See that 5 times fast. As you can see, Ryan Messer holding on to the lead in this one. Came in as the points leader here this evening. Finished second last week. Had a great run, 10-point cushion over Tanton Wooldridge. Tanton Wooldridge qualified on the pole here this evening. And being that he won last week, he's going to have to start, or he started shotgun on the field. We'll take a look at Tant Woldridge. You can see already climbing his way halfway through the field, currently being scored in that 8th position. But right now he's got to do everything that he can and hope for a little bit of luck to get that championship, as 10 points is a big way to swing, especially when you're 8 positions down. Messer currently dropping on back into second. You can see up in the middle groove, Messer going to go high, wide, and handsome. He's going to let both Romas down low on the bottom side, and that's exactly what Dan Woldridge wants to see, is he wants to see Messer lose those spots, wants to see a little bit of room for improvement up in front, because that way he can get around him and try and get those 10 positions out on the racetrack. Messer up on the high side right now, doesn't appear to be struggling too much with the handling of the car, but definitely up out of the groove. There you can see, get a tuck into the tire tracks of the 38 car, and try and hold on to that 3rd spot for the time being. You can see not much pressure there from the 36 of Fougere. Noel Fougere having a solid run, qualified a couple of spots ahead, dropped back just a few here early on in this one. We're only 16 laps in. There you see Scott Negus once again having a solid run in that 55 car, towing along the boss man, Craig Tully, in number 50, Toco Electric Ride. He's up in the top 10 here as well. Wade Craswell talked about him a couple of times in that 67 car. Currently in that 7th spot, but for how long? Tant Woldridge is there. That 56 car moved his way on through the field, has come up on a little bit of a hang-up here on the 8th and 7th place battle. You can see he's right in the back bumper of Wade Craswell, but doesn't quite have enough momentum there. Dylan Black having a solid view of that battle right in front of him. The 08 car having a solid run in 9th. Taylor Layton right now in the top 10. John Byron there gained a couple spots just outside of the 11th. Dave Cassidy in the 13 car. He's up 4 spots in that 13 car. Score him P20. There's Danny Vitch, the Major Mellon Mountain Dew number 29 car. One of these days I'm going to get it right on the first try. I know it's been 7 seasons already, but that's still one of my favorite paint schemes of Danny Vitch. Not quite the run they're looking for just yet, but it is still early. Danny Vitch having a solid effort here back in P13. Ashton Tucker we saw struggling just a little bit on the high side in the 2 car back here in 14th. Mike Rhino, Jake Goodwich down around in the field as well. Derek Gates apparently missed the green flag, still in the garage area. So we rejoin the leader, Chris Roma, new leader up towards the front. The 83 car holding on to it, pulling away by just a little bit. Has a car length, maybe 3, maybe 4 over his brother Travis in second. Got to give a shout out to everybody tuned in here tonight on a Monday night. Last race of the season here for the EasyKleen Super Late Model Series here on iRacing. Bittersweet, always is with the iRacing world. When the season comes to an end in the iRacing world, we get back to the real racetrack, start to concentrate on the real race cars, and man, it starts to warm up, and that's one of my favorite things here about the spring, especially with race season right around the corner. Really looking forward to getting back to the real racetrack and smelling those race fumes and getting down with those pulled pork sandwiches, because there is nothing that lifts a mood more than some racetrack food. And I got a lot of folks that'll back me up on that one for sure. If you're watching at home, anywhere on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter, heck, on TikTok even. I don't think we're live on TikTok, but we are doing the clips over there. Let us know, what's your favorite track food? Where's it come from? And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be the pulled pork sandwich from Stafford Motor Speedway, or anything Stacy Masha brings to the track on the weekends that we camp out. Wife of and good friend of the Renner Race Car Group, good buddies with the Masha family, and Stacy's one of the best cooks at the racetrack, hands down, absolutely hands down. Really looking forward to getting back to the racetrack, hanging out with some friends and family and food and race cars and the whole bit. But before we get there, we got to wrap things up tonight. Vino's Trucking and Towing jumping on board for the 150 lapper here to close things out for the season. Hard to believe, 7 seasons together these drivers in the RBR Maritime Group have put together. First season for the EasyKleen Super Late Model Series here in the iRacing world. Clean and green so far, 28 laps in. You're listening to Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. down here in the production trailer, pushing all the buttons, yelling into the microphone, having a couple of snacks, and having a couple of ice-cold teas here this evening. Found myself a new tea that I like to sip on while we're doing these beverages. And VidaneTV always reminds you to drink responsibly as we work lap number 29. A pair of Romos up front. Chris in the first position. Second, going to go to Travis. Ryan Messer, current championship points leader, going to run in third right now. And Messer, we've talked to him a couple of times. He's kind of the Iron Man here on VidaneTV. Runs multiple series, multiple times a week, and he's running for a championship here on Monday night. He's also running for a championship here on VidaneTV on Thursday nights, as he is up in the top 2, top 3 for the championship in the NEP series, which is a handful of Northeast United States late model short track racers that all kind of get together during the winter, and very similar concept here. So cool to see someone from both sides of the wall, so to speak, racing very well and doing very well, performing as he needs to, as the champion should, running in the 3rd spot right now. His battle for the championship has gained a couple of spots. We check in with him once again. Tanton Woldridge, remember, started on the shotgun on the field here. Started qualified on the pole, but because he won last week in Nashville, had to start shotgun on the field and work his way up. Little qualifying caveat here in the RBR Maritime Series. And it's always cool. Adds a lot of things to kind of race for here in the RBR Series. Check 1, 2. Yeah, we're still good. We're still live. Okay. Yeah, the wind is blowing a gale outside. That's one of the few Canadian terms that I've learned over the past couple of years doing this iRacing shindig. The wind is blowing a gale outside. We're talking 30, 40 mile an hour gusts out there. Power's been kind of glitching all day, and there's trees up and down the street, and I wasn't sure what that noise was. It's not the truck, so that's good. Caution flag gonna fly. Not good here. Lap number 36. Heck of a green flag run, though. Taylor Layton being showed around, and we'll take a look at it here. There's the 27 car getting in. Everybody A-OK. Lots of room here. Just kind of loses the back end of the race car. There you can see parks it there right on the start-finish line. Slaps it into the inside wall, grabs the gear, and goes rolling once again. I don't believe Taylor Layton lost a lap, so that's definitely good news there. And that's going to be something that these drivers might keep an eye on, because we've seen that when you burn off fuel in these cars, they get light in the back end. So as we get 35, 40 laps in, we're going to be burning some fuel off and lightening up the loads in the back of these race cars. So that's definitely going to affect the handling of these cars. We're going to get gathered back up behind that iRacing Mustang pace car. Still have the lights on. Giant Byron down on pit road in the 57 car. There you see him, Taylor Layton down there as well, already getting service. Looks like Layton going to lose at least a lap here under this one. Not sure if pit road was officially open that time by. We'll see if we have any takers this time by. Working lap number 38 here, 122 laps to go from the virtual Pensacola. Little quickie yellow here, 38 laps or so, and lights off atop the iRacing Mustang pace car, 2x2 all the way through. And we will take a peek. Pair Romas up on the top of the charts. Travis down the bottom. Chris up on the high side. Nope, flip that. Chris down the bottom side. Travis up on the top side. Green flag flies. Marty in the flag stand says it's go time. No matter who's on top, who's on the bottom. Who's on first? Let's call the whole thing off. They get it sorted out. They're single file, front two side by side now for second and third and fourth. Ryan Messer going to move into that third position and try and hold on to it. Fugier with a little bit of a slip up, going to try and tuck into the tire tracks there of the one car. You can see he gets down to the bottom of the racetrack right in front of Tully in that number 50 Toco Electric Ride. He's up 6 spots from where he qualified. Scott Negus having a solid run in that 55 car as well. There's second place in points, Tanton Woldridge. This is going to start to get dangerous territory for Messer. Going to hold on a little bit into to defense mode here for that championship. Came in with a 10-point cushion over Tanton Woldridge. 1 spot, 1 point here in the RBR Maritime group. But now that Tanton Woldridge has made his way through 2/3 of the field, he can see that championship leader. He can see Ryan Messer, and he can see if he's going to be making a mistake. And he can kind of change up the strategy, so to speak. When Messer comes down pit road, maybe Tanton will stay out, or maybe he'll try and take 2 tires to see if he can get a little bit of an advantage off of pit road. You can see some accordion action going on here as we work lap 44. And great racing here at Five Flag Speedway throughout the year. Little conveyor belt action here. Chris Roma holding on to the lead. Travis Roma, his brother, there in second. Ryan Messer in the third position, holding on to that championship for the time being. Noel Fouchier and Craig Tully there in fifth. You can see that sun is just about set over the horizon, going on into turns 3 and 4. And these drivers have been fighting with it all day long. Nega's having a great run in 6th. Dan Wolder still in black. Wade Craswell, Dave Cassidy, the current top 10 as they run. Wade Craswell up the track just a little bit there in that 67 car. Cassidy taking a peek down the bottom side. Not quite enough momentum there. Going to think better of it and tuck back into the tire tracks. Dave Cassidy in that 13 car having a solid run, up 6 spots. Biggest mover, one of the biggest movers of the race so far in that 13 car. They see Mike Rhino in the 34 car up a couple of spots. There's Danny Mitch in that Major Melon Mountain 29 car there in 12th. Ashton Tucker, John Byron, Jake Goodwich, the top 15 as they run. Taylor Layton still down there on pit road, it looks like, getting that 27 car. I think Taylor might be going off for a drink and maybe a pulled pork sandwich from the racetrack concessions. But coming out of turn number 4, crossing the stripe for lap number 50, it's a pair of Romas up front. Messer, Fouchier, and Tully, the top 5 as they run. Trouble for the 36 car. Fouchier bringing out caution flag number 2 here tonight on lap number 53. We'll back up the EasyKleen instant replay, and there's a good view of the barrier. 36 car already around, grabbed a gear, got going once again. Doesn't look like the damage is too crazy bad, so it's definitely good news there. We're going to focus in on that 36 car. This is one of our top 5 fourth place car here. 36 gets everything looks good in the entry of 1 and 2. Gets up into the back bumper of Messer. Has to check up just a little bit and gets tagged by Tully in the 50 car. Sends him on around. Luckily Fouchier was able to grab it. Looks like second gear. Got that car rolling once again. And no harm. Well, a little bit of harm. Lost a bunch of track position there. And going to give him an opportunity to come down pit road. So we'll see what Fouchier can do on new tires. He's going to come down and get fourth Mr. Feelgoods on that. Scott Negus down and away in the 55 car as well. Still a pair of Romas up front. Messer, Woldridge, and Dylan Black now the new 5th place driver. Pace car down to the safety of pit road once again. Roma and Roma down on the restart. Green flag flies. 83 going to get the shot. Going to get the spot down to the bottom side. Chris on the bottom. Travis up on the high side trying to make that run work. Messer going to tuck into the back bumper of the 83 car of Chris Roma and see what he can do down on the bottom side. You can see Tant Woldridge has moved himself up into 4th place. He's doing everything he needs to do. He can gain himself 3 more points by taking over the lead. Still not have enough to win that championship. That's how close it is coming in to this one. Messer with a 10-point cushion over Tant Woldridge. So in order for Tant to have a shot, has to be a little bit of calamity in the world of the Ryan Messer camp. And that one car doing everything he can to hold on to that podium. And you can see Chris Roma, Travis Roma side by side for the lead as the caution flag gonna fly. Trouble for the 55 car, it seems. Back up to EasyKleen instant replay. You can see getting in a little bit too hot. Got into the back bumper. Almost a repeat of exactly what we saw the last time around. 55 car had to check up just a little bit, and Greg Tully just got into the back bumper and sent him on around. And it's tough to see through these race cars. You can See, they've got a kind of that translucent spoiler on the back. When you try and look through that, through the windshield of the car in front of you, and try to make a reaction, it's tough. It is definitely tough, and Nega's finding himself pointing in the wrong direction. A little bit of virtual sheet metal damage on that 55 car, but going to see what he can do now, having to climb all the way back up through the field, and lights already off, getting them stacked up 2x2 throughout the field. Roma and Roma up in the front. Travis Roma getting the whole shot, being able to slide on up in front of his brother in the 83 car, Chris. Ryan Messer going to hold on to that third spot, but for how long? Tan Woldridge taking a peek down low in that 56 car, knows he needs to get around Messer. That's going to give him a couple of points, but needs to get that one car well in the rear view mirror, and you can see right now he is all over the back of the back bumper, and they've got it all sorted out for about the front 5, 6, maybe 7 cars. Danny Vitch, Mike Ryan, a little side-by-side action further on back. A little bit of a hornet's nest. There you see Danny Vitch in the 29 car all the way up high, toting around the 2 car of Ashton Tucker. There's the 57 of John Byron up in the mix as well. These guys know this is the last race of the season, pulling out all the stops. And you can see Chris and Travis up in the front. They're putting on a show, and they're still pulling away. A little bit of a slide there for the 83 car. Going to tuck into the second spot. They're going to hold on to it. Little conveyor belt action. Once again, Roma, Messer, Woodridge, Black, the top 5 as they run. Lap shy of that halfway marker here in the Vino's 150 here at the virtual Pensacola. You can see that Chris Roma machine getting all over the back bumper of his brother there in that 38 car. Gives him a little bit of a bump, bumps him away just a bit, but they're going to gather it back up and keep moving once again. Taylor Lanton having some issues getting back down into the garage area. There's the Fugier and Byron side by side for that 10th place position. A little beating and banging back here, but doing what they can. There's Dave Cassidy in the 13 car. How about the run that Budweiser whip has been having as of late? Up into the 6th spot right now. Biggest mover of the race so far, gaining 10 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's still chasing down the 08 car of Dylan Black up in front of him, and there's that race. The top 4, Woldridge, Messer, Roma, and Roma. Wide angle shot here showing just how many cars at this track. There's still 15 drivers on the lead lap up in this pack. That tells me that there's 15 drivers that can walk away with the trophy here in the RBR Maritime Group and here on VidaneTV. We've seen some crazy things happen here in the VidaneTV world. Got to thank you again for tuning in. We're live all over the heckin' place. We are live on VidaneTV's YouTube page. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter, or X, as it were, because Zach's going to give it to you. Do a quick search for VidaneTV. We pop up on all the social medias. Be sure to give us a like, a subscribe, a share, all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know that you're watching some iRacing action here on a Monday night, and it helps us out with the little thing called the algorithm. Lets folks know that they can be entertained here as well. And how about this Roma front row? These guys have been putting on a clinic all season long, all race long. Chris and Travis putting on a show. Chris all over the back bumper of the leader, Travis, right now. And you can see these drivers, they do a lot of practice together, a lot of racing together, especially here on VidaneTV. And Ryan Messer there in the background. That's the championships battle. Oh, by the way, in behind with Ryan Messer and Tant Woldridge. There in third and fourth. Tant Woldridge qualified on the pole here at the virtual 5 flags. But being that he won last week in Nashville, started shotgun on the field. We've only had a couple of quick cautions here throughout the evening, and Tant Woldridge has made his way back up to P4 and has himself a pretty pretty stout race car. A little 2x2 further on back, but they get it sorted out once again. Most exciting race going to be these two Romos putting on a show up here for first and second. You can see just how much that's sun glare affecting the racetrack. Going to start cooling it off here as a lot of the racetrack in the shade now. You can see there's a lot of rubber buildup there on the racetrack as well. And sun glare was definitely an issue earlier on here, and you can see still a bit of an issue for a glimpse of a second or so. A lot of these times the drivers are able to kind of work their way through it, and they'll be able to check it out. There's a great wide angle shot of the whole field there, and you can see Chris taking another shot down low on his brother Travis in the lead. Oh, a little bit of a bump, big time sideways. Oh no, Tanton Wooldridge into the back bumper of Ryan Messer. Oh, drama ensues in the championship race with 50, 60, 70 laps to go. Here in the Vinos Trucking and Towing 150. Man, oh man, that's gonna be tough to take back. We'll back that up on the EasyKleen instant replay and focus in here. There you see, that's the lead battle for the lead between the 38 and the 83. Here's Travis Roma and the number 1 car. He's the current points leader. There's the touch, a little side-by-side action, and bam-o, right there. There's where you can see. We'll see if we can change it up just a little bit and bring it back in. There's the touch as they come out between the Romas down the bottom side of your screen. Boop. Just enough out of shape. Ryan Messer has to do everything he can. He gets way off the throttle on the brakes. The 56 car thought he had enough room there and sends Messer around. Oh my goodness gracious. Taking a look at the timing and scoring though as we come back around. Tanton Wooldridge did in fact take the tap. He's going to have to go all the way to the back of the field once again. 2 cars behind Ryan Messer. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a race for a championship. With less than half the race to go, Messer came in with that 10-point cushion over Tanton Wooldridge. They're both going to have to restart towards the end of the field. We've already seen Tanton Wooldridge climb up through the field once here this evening as he qualified on the pole, and he won last week at Nashville. So he started this race shotgun, drove all the way up to the 4th place before that incident there, and now they're going to both be in the back of the pack. Green flag flies once again. Travis gets that whole shot. Chris Roma there in 2nd, new 3rd, 4th, and 5th place driver. Dylan Black moving on up. Dave Cassidy, Wade Craswell in the top 5 as they run. Totally down the bottom side, moving on in, trying to move into the top 5. Oh, trouble in behind the 34 car of Rhino gets tucked on around. And caution flag number 5. There you see the 34 car getting that thing ripped on around and getting down in it to the nitty gritty. These guys know that it is about to be go home or go showtime. And that's the battle we were taking a peek here. Look at the 34 car up top. That's Mike Rhino, Fugier, and the 36 car there as well. And you can see we've seen some of these drivers. There's the bump, and 36 doing everything he can to try and get slowed down, but the driver's up in behind. That time Danny Fitch not able to see through that spoiler and gets slowed down for the car in front of him. So tough break there for a handful of drivers in this one, and it's going to give everybody an opportunity to try and come down pit road, but I don't think we'll have any takers here on this one. Lights still on in the iRacing pace car, so getting everybody back around the field, caught back up to that pace car, and we will do it again here with less than 60 laps to go. Noah Fugier getting out in front of the pace car, going to get an opportunity to rejoin the field here, and everybody gathering back up. Not quite one to go just yet. We're going to wait and get word from race officials and race controls to see if we can get that all sorted out. But gives us a minute or two to kind of reach out to our buddy down in race control, Brent Roy. Brent up in the, or it's Paul up in the broadcast booth. Get a copy?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. How's it going tonight?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. It's always bittersweet with these iRacing seasons coming to a close. Big championship night here at the virtual Pensacola, but that means real racing right on around the corner. We're lining them up 2 by 2 here. We got a quick second. What's on the go for the real racing stuff?
I always got a busy schedule in the summer. Got to run the stuff at 660, run the stuff at the Super Late Model Series. Really happy to see EasyKleen jump on board for a 3-year deal with the title partnership with the Super Late Model Series this year, and really exciting season at Speed Weekend or Speedway 660. Cap it off with Speed Weekend with the Yard Gear 250 presented by Valvoline Motor Oil this year. So we're got a lot of big things on the go here for this year, and still working on quite a bit more in the background to lay some groundwork for future stuff. So always working on stuff. We've had a busy winter and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's no such thing really as an off season when it comes to racing. It's just cold season, I think. But green flag back out means we should both probably get back to work. And Brent Roy with the Super Late Model Series, EasyKleen Super Late Model Series here is getting a little bit distracted. Oh, the action heating up in the back. I believe that's going to be Jake Goodwin in the 24, Wade Craswell in the 67 car, pointed in the wrong direction here, and almost, it was like I pushed a button and around he went. I don't know if I can take credit for that one. There you can see Danny Vitch taking a shot down the bottom side. They try to gather it back up, but once again, just trying to get on around the John Byron machine up into the back bumper of Craswell, getting them spun on around just a little bit more. No damage on the 67. Doesn't look too bad, so they're going to gather it back up and going to have to drive through the field once again. Tough break. Good qualifying effort for the 67. Saw him up near the top 5 earlier on in this one. Working lap number 92 rather. Travis Roma still holding on to the lead. Chris Roma there in second. Dylan Black, Craig Tully, and Dave Cassidy, the top 5. Pace car down and away. Green flag flying once again. Travis Roma doing everything he can to get these restarts textbook perfect each and every time. You can see he's got 2 or 3 car lengths as they come out of turn number 2. Chris Roma in the second, side by side for third. Dylan Black holding on to it for the time being. Craig Tully in that 50 car wants to take it away. Ryan Messer already up into the top 5 already after getting a little bit of an incident. There you see Kent Woldridge right in behind him there as well in 6. Those 2 drivers racing for a championship all the way up through the field here. The 1 car of Messinger to try and take a peek down low on Tully in the 50 machine to try and break into that 4th spot. Tant Woldridge is going to now close the gap between he and Ryan Messer, the points leader right in front of him. Tully going to slide up the racetrack just a little bit, get a little bit of clean air on the nose of that super late model, gather it back up, and see what he can do with the 08 car. The whole time looking in the rearview mirror, Ryan Messer is hungry. He wants that spot back. He wants to get back up on the podium. He wants to see if he can get himself a shot at the Romer brothers up in 1 and 2 between all of the laps. I think they've all been led by Aroma here this evening. The 08 car of Black going to go high, wide, and handsome. Tully down on the bottom side, going to take the spot away. Tully up to third. Ryan Messer going to try and follow him down in that open door on the bottom side. Tant Woldridge going to try and sneak on through. Not open long enough, but there you see. Gets to restack, re-rack, and get down there once again. The 56 of Woldridge down on the bottom side of the track. Now back up into the top 5, and he's still got his sights set on Ryan Messer. That championship, every time Tant Woldridge gains another spot, has to gain another spot. Because there you see Ryan Messer moving up 1 as well. Came in with a 10-point cushion over the 56 car. Almost a long shot, but we've seen some crazy things happen here in the world of iRacing, especially here on VidaneTV. And again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're live all over the place. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and we're live on Twitter, I think. And we're live over on the X.com. Do a quick search for VidaneTV on any of the social media outlets. You'll get the subscribe button. Make sure you smash that. Let us know that you're watching. Let your friends and family know you're watching as well. A little bit of iRacing action here on a Monday night, and it's championship night here. Crowning ourselves a champion. Ryan Messer coming in 10 points over the young Tanton Wooldridge in that 56 car. Both drivers back up into the top 5 after a little bit of drama in both drivers' parts. Tanton Wooldridge winning last week at Nashville, coming out this week, wins the pole, but because he won last week, had to start shotgun on the field. Messer had to do the same thing a couple of weeks ago and made his way up to 4th before he and Ryan Messer got into it. Both cars went to the back of the pack, and within 20 laps or so, both drivers back up into the top 5, running down this championship, getting down to the final laps of the season. Always, always, always bittersweet when the iRacing season comes to an end, because that means it's getting warmer. The real race cars are coming out of the shops, out of the garages, and back out to the real racetrack world. And talked to Brent briefly here about the EasyKleen Super Late Model Series 3-year deal. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I'm still trying to get my passport all squared away. Apparently you need your birth certificate for it, so we're waiting for that to get taken care of. Oh, trouble! Looks like the 2-car gets a little bit of action, whether he wanted to or not. Tucker gets a piece of the pie. The 55 car is sent on around here. We'll take a look at the EasyKleen instant replay. Cassidy, the 13, down in the bottom sky. A little bit of a boot scooting into the 55 car, sends him up into Tucker into the 2. Luckily, they just kind of pancake. Little bit of sheet metal damage there, it looks like, on the nose of the Negus ride, but everything A-okay, and he's going to drive on away. Might come down pit road, see if the virtual pit crew can beat on that with a big old hammer, but everything's still in racing condition there, and less than 50 laps to go, getting closer to 40 laps to go here at Pensacola. It's out a 2-car of Ashton Tucker down on pit road. Going to try and bang out some of the virtual sheet metal. Might try and get a couple of tires put on that thing before all is said and done. We're lined up 2 by 2. Travis Roma up front, Chris Roma in 2nd, Craig Tully, the new 3rd place driver, Ryan Messer in 4th, Tanton Wooldridge in 5th. And that is our battle for the championship between Ryan Messer and Tanton Wooldridge. Messer came in at 10 points over Tanton Wooldridge. We've talked about it time and again. The woes, track position woes for both teams. They've gone through the field. Tanton's done it twice. Back up into the top 5 now. Dylan Black there in the 08 car. Restarting in 6th. No, easy enough for me to say. Holy smokes. Noel Fougere in 7th. Mike Rhino, Danny Vitch, and Wade Craswell. The top 10. John Byron, Scott Negus, Jake Goodwin, Ashton Tucker, and Dave Cassidy still in this one. Taylor Layton still parked into the garage area after an earlier incident. Derek Cates missing the green flag for this one. Working lap 111. Barney in the flag stand says 1 to go. Everybody's lined up 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through. The lights are off on top of the iRacing Mustang pace car. We are getting ready to do battle once again here at the Virtual 5 Flag Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. After the 7th caution here, going to get that stripe, get that white flag, get that green flag rather, as we cross the stripe for lap 112. There it is. Roma going to get that whole shot once again. 2-3 car lengths over the 2nd place battle now. Craig Tully gets on up into that 2nd spot, and he's underneath now that high side. The 83 going to do everything he can to try and catapult himself back into that 2nd spot. Oh, sideways for Tully. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? He does. But he's going to lose all that track position, going to fall almost outside of the top 10. You can see gets to slide up in front of Danny Vitch, and man, oh man, that was a sketchy situation. Could have been a whole lot worse, but they get it all sorted out. We're single file for the front 8 or so. Still Travis Roma, still Chris Roma. Ryan Messer back in the 3rd spot. Tanton Wooldridge there in 4th. Noel Fougere the 5th place car. They have got it single file for quite a bit. There you see Dylan Black holding on to it. Craig Tully down the bottom side. He's going to try and climb back up through the field, and he's going to get underneath Mike Rhino in the 34 car. 35 laps to go, 34 laps to go as we take a look at the 34 car. Mike Rhino up on the high side, Danny Mitch in there behind him. Tully doing everything he can to try and get back up there. Big slide from him a couple of laps to go in that number 50 car late in the going of this one. Negus down on pit road in the 55 car. Unscheduled stop for that team. They're going to call it a night, as it were. Ryan Messer going to take a shot at second place with the caution flag going to fly. And it looks like it might be for John Byron. We will take a let's see here, the EasyKleen instant replay. Oh, there you see the 57 actually gets loose and then gets help. So we'll take a peek at it. There's Ashton Tucker in the 2 car, the 57 of John Byron there. Dead center on your screen. Gets down onto the apron, gets that car a little bit on the loose side. Still loose, tries to correct it, and then gets, well, a little bit of help uncorrecting it, as it were. Does a great job saving it, and lost it again. Oh, no! Pieces of them flying off of the 57 car. John Byron in trouble with that car. There you see, looking like a modified, as it were. But he's going to rejoin the field here and see what he can muster up back in that 14th position. And that might have been Chris Roma's one mulligan, we'll call it, because Ryan Messer was definitely down low, getting ready to take away that second place position there, and that would have given us a very different restart with 30 laps, less than 30 laps to go here, as we're working 119 under caution here for the 8th time. And still a Roma up in the top 2. Travis down on the bottom side, Chris up on the top side. Ryan Messer, Tanton Woldridge, that's our championship battle heading into the later hours into the evening. Messer coming in 10 points on top, Woldridge 10 points behind. They've both had some track position drama going on throughout the night. Noel Fougier going to round out the top 5 as they run. Going to get this restart with, count 'em, 29 laps to go. The lights are off. The iRacing Mustang pace car. We are lined up 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through, and we are getting ready to take that green flag from Barney in the flag stand racing once again here at the virtual 5 Flag Speedway. And there you see the Romas getting 1-2. The side-by-side battle ensues between our championship contenders, Tanton Woldridge and Ryan Messer. And Tanton is doing everything he can in his power to get this championship, but is it going to be enough? He got around Messer for the position. Messer still hot down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And you can see utilizing that apron, using that line to try and get the car to turn, but it looks like he is going to slide on back into 4th and try and get a little bit of traction higher up on the racetrack. Going to tuck into the tire tracks of Tanton Woldridge. Woldridge going to now go on to the attack of Chris Roma, taking a peek down on the bottom side of the 83 car. Going to see if he can move on up and slide himself into that 2nd spot and see if he can do what it takes to get home with a victory. 3 wins on the season for Tanton Woldridge, 2 for Ryan Messer. And we may mention Messer coming in as the points leader, accordion effect here with 25 laps to go as they cross this stripe. Single file all the way on through. Travis Roma leading this one. Chris Roma in 2nd. Tanton Woldridge now in the 3rd spot. Ryan Messer going to hold on to the 4th spot. Fougier looking in from the 5th position. Dylan Black, Mike Rhino, Craig Tully, Ashton Tucker, Danny Vitch, the top 10 as they run. 25 laps to go. 24 when they come around and cross the stripe. Here at 5 Flag Speedway, you can see Travis Roma pulling away by a car length, maybe 2, over his brother Chris, and everybody else nose to tail all the way around the racetrack, waiting for someone to make a mistake, waiting for someone to make their move. Tanton Woldridge in the tire tracks right now of 2nd place driver Chris Roma. Ryan Messer is there. He is on the back bumper of Tanton Woldridge. We've seen how these 2 drivers race each other all season long, very clean, very respectively. And we saw these 2 get into it early on. Both drivers went to the back of the pack, drove their way on through the field, and now they're doing battle for this championship up in the top 5, top 4 cars, crossing the stripe now with 22 laps to go. Travis Roma holding on to the point. Picking them up, putting them down. Stanton Wooldridge taking a peek now on the 83 car. Got all the way up to the door that time. Tucked back into the tire tracks for the time being, but it looks like he's taking these couple of laps here to time things out. See how long it's going to take him to get up to that door, up to that bumper, and hopefully clear that front bumper of the 83 car. You can see tucked on the back bumper. Going to enter in the corner just a little bit lower that time. Bike has enough momentum to get to the back bumper. You can see really cranking that wheel all the way to the left to try and get that thing to turn as much as he can, coming off of turn 4 all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Not quite enough there though to get around that 83, and all while they're doing this for second place, first place is driving on away. 0.6 of a second now, the gap between the Romas. Travis up front, Chris in second. Laps to go. They are still single file. When do you make your move for the win? When do you make your move for the championship? If Tanton wins, Messer needs to be 4th or better to win the title. If Tanton does not win, Messer needs to be within 7 places of him to hold on to that spot. And Tanton, it's almost like he was listening. It lit that spark just a little bit. Got to give a shout out to race official Brent Roy for giving us the stat in a little sticky note, virtual sticky note as it were. Tanton Wooldridge has that fire now lit with 15 laps to go. He is doing everything he can to get underneath Chris Roma, to try and get underneath him and get around him and get that spot. The only trouble is Ryan Messer is there, right on his back bumper. 14 laps to go. Travis Roma pulling away from this one, almost a full second gap now between first and second. Chris Roma has a mirrorful of a championship battle, and there's a bunch of hungry drivers in behind them, closing on in there as well. Noah Fougier, Dylan Black, Craig Tully in the 50 car, still side by side with that 34 of Mike Rhino. Those guys have been duking it out for about 30 laps. Oh, Craig Tully around, Ashton Tucker around. Did they get it saved? I believe they did not. The 67 car of Wade Craswell is around. He's in the racing groove. Caution. Yellow, 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 yellow. This changes, well, it doesn't really change anything, but it's going to add a whole lot of excitement to the last handful of laps in the season here. We're going to take a look at the EasyKleen instant replay, and here you see the 50 car getting a little bit sideways, a little bit slideways, and that 50 car's been loose all night long. See, there's that battle we were watching. A little bit of a bumpski from the 2 car. The 2 car gets a bump from the 29, and the 67 gets a bump from the 2 and the 13. And they gather it back up, they grab a gear, they point in the right direction, and they drive on through. So late in the going of this one, drivers going for the same piece of real estate at the same time. Even in sim racing, even in video games, that does not work. So you can see some damage on the 13 car of Cassidy. Wade Craswell looks okay. 767 car doesn't have too much damage on that machine. And you can see being scored 13 drivers on the lead lap. Longest race of the season, 150 laps on the docket. 140 of them down, 10 of them left to go. Going to get to restart with 9 laps to go. Pair of Romas up front. Travis down on the bottom side. Chris up high. Championship battle there in row number 2. Ryan Messer up on the high side. Tanton Wooldridge there in the second in row on row number 2. Noah Fougier and Dylan Black the row in behind them. This is going to get interesting. Pace car goes down to the safety of pit road. We take the green flag for what could be the final time here on the season. Not quite a drive away that we've seen earlier on. Chris sticking in with it for a little bit. Tanton Wooldridge going to take his nose down on in there. Nothing quite there. Front 4, 5, 6 gets sorted out single file. They're going to come around to 8 laps to go. Travis Roma with about a car length, maybe 2 over his brother, Chris Roma there in second. Tanton Wooldridge has that 3rd spot locked up for the time being. He's doing what he can to win this championship away from Ryan Messer, but Messer is there as well. Currently holding on to the 4th position. Noah Fougier back up into the top 5, gets around Dylan Black, takes that 5th position. Craig Tully is back there in the 50 car, as well as Ashton Tucker. Oh, Fougere around, as is everybody outside of the top 5 with 6 laps to go. Stacked up on the front straightaway, coming out of turn number 4. Yellow, 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 yellow. Go back up to EasyKleen instant replay and take a peek and find out what went down under this one. And we'll take a peek. It's a little bit further up. It starts off with Fougere in that 36 car, and everybody having some issues on where to go because the track getting clogged up. There you can see Fougere in the 36 car, white and blue ride there. Checks up a little bit. Black gets into the back of him. Looks like Tully into the back bumper of Black, and at that point, calamity ensues, blocking up the racing groove, and unfortunately nowhere for these drivers to go. So Fougere going to lose a couple of spots, going to get scored right now with the 9th place here with 5 laps to go under caution flag, caution number 10. Nothing crazy here tonight. Been some great racing here at the Virtual 5 Flag Speedway. Got to thank everybody for tuning in all over the place. We're live on Facebook, live on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that good stuff. Be sure to give us the like, the subscribe, the share, the follow, all that good stuff. Shoot on over to Vidane.net, grab yourself a t-shirt, a hat. We got beanies. How cool is that? We got some hats over there as well. VidaneTV, Angry Tree Guy, Rent a Race Car, Alex Bonato, Yellow Ink Racing. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. Be sure to use use promo code SAVEUS22 for 22% off on that. There's a restart for the textbooks. The Romas get it sorted out, or do they? Tant Woldridge with his nose down low. He's going to try and take that second spot away from Chris Roma with 3 laps to go here in this one. Ryan Messer has the championship point lead in his sights. Just has to have himself a solid 2 laps. Popsicle sticks from Barney in the flag stand. 2 laps to go here at Pensacola, here at 5 Flags. Travis Roma just has to hit his marks through another lap. There you can see it coming out of turn number 4 for the final time. It's official. White flag, white rag. Last lap here at Pensacola, here at 5 Flag Speedway. Travis Roma driving off into the proverbial sunset. He's got his brother down in the 2nd spot. He's going to go high this time by. Open the door down low for Tant Woldridge, but nothing quite there. Roma and Roma 1 and 2. Tant Woldridge going to finish in 3rd. Ryan Messer, your champion, unofficially going to finish in the 4th position. And Craig Tully going to round out the top 5. What a heck of a race here at 5 Flags. We're going to talk to some drivers here in a few moments. But man, oh man, what a crazy race here at 5 Flags. And we'll kick things off with our winner here tonight. I think every lap was led by a Roma. We'll start things off with our winner here tonight. And I think every lap here tonight was led by a Roma. Most of them led by this guy. Tonight's winner, Travis Roma. Travis, talk to us, man. What a fast race car.
Yeah, everything just kind of lined up tonight and stayed clean, and it was fun. Had a good run with Chris there. I had a couple side-by-side runs, and it just feels good to get a decent finish. This year's been the boys in the body shop. They all quit on me. I had to hire a new crew. So no, but it's just good to finish it out strong. And congrats to Ryan on the championship, and all the guys on a clean run. You guys for broadcasting, and Craig for putting all this together.
Well, before all these guys get back on the virtual hauler, so to speak, I mean, we're going to get some phone numbers and some business cards exchanged, right? We're going to keep these guys around for Season 8.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Solid win here tonight, though, at 5 Flag Speedway. We'll give you an opportunity to thank anybody that's out there watching who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack.
Just my my wife and kids are probably upstairs laughing at me, and and all the RBR guys. We have fun. We come on here and talk shit on Discord, and it's just a good time. So it's nice to get on once a week.
That's what it's all about for sure, and we won't let you get too far because we're going to talk to your brother Chris. Came home in second. I think he led a couple of laps. He might have had your number there on the restart, maybe once, maybe twice, but a solid showing in that 83 car. Chris, talk to us.
Yeah, it was a good run. Congrats on Travis and picking himself up a win. He's been going at it for a while. And congrats on Ryan on the championship.
We saw you and Travis go back and forth here all night long for what seemed like 150 consecutive laps. What else did you need to get around Travis?
I needed a jump on a restart. The outside was a little dominant side by side. When I was leading, I'd let him get a good jump on. I didn't let him. He get a good restart. And I could never capitalize. I could look underneath him, but I could go underneath and not get any drive off. So I needed that good restart, but he was doing a good job.
A hell of a show nonetheless, and going to come home in second. We'll give you an opportunity, Chris, to thank anybody who's out there watching, who gets you tuned from the virtual racetrack.
Yeah, thanks to Craig for putting us on once again, and Brent for coming out and looking after us goons, and you guys for coming out, hanging out, calling the show.
Absolutely, and we're going to slide down pit road just a little bit further. Going to catch up with Tanton Woldridge. Tanton, you did everything you needed to win this championship 3 times over tonight. Still going to come home in second, but came home with a podium finish at a strong run. And man, talk to us. You got to be tired after that race.
Yeah, definitely a little bit tired, but if I had to go 150 more, I'd go 150 more.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, so no, it was a good night. Tried hard, wanted that championship hard. I've ran all 7 seasons at RBR and have finished second in the point standings, I think 4 or 5 times now. Lost the tiebreakers to Brett Suggs one season, lost it last season to Travis Roman by 1 point. And then tonight, obviously just a few points back. So I'm not gonna say devastated. It's iRacing. It's a video game. It's what I do on Monday nights. But definitely tried hard. Came up a little bit short. Did everything we could do.
Yeah, we made mention, had some drama earlier on in this one. Won last week, so qualified on the pole, started shotgun, drove through the field, got up to fourth, got a little bit of a racing deal going on. Had to get sent back to the pack, drove all the way back up for a podium finish. Definitely showing that this team is championship caliber. I'm sure we'll see you around for season 8. I'm sure, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm hungry for that championship, and just because we didn't get it tonight doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. Look, 3 races ago we had the point lead by I think 14 points, and a racing deal happened, and came back. Got every single point I could last week. Felt like we were in a really really good spot to do it tonight. Had the top time in qualifying, and then just tried to take my time coming through the field, and we were up to I think it was fourth or fifth, and that deal happened, and I think I had the tires saved maybe the best out of everybody. I hadn't touched full throttle yet, so I feel like we had everything just right. Had a really good shot to go out and win the race, and I knew that I was probably gonna have to win the race and then still have 3 or 4 spots between me and Ryan. So just tried to do everything we could do. Ready for season 8. Obviously excited for the real world season. We have to get kicked off here, so I'm sure it'll be a little bit before season 8 happens. But either way, huge congrats to Ryan on the championship. He's ran me clean all year. I've tried to run him clean all year too. He's a heck of a wheel man, deserves it a lot. Really hoping that get to run some real life pro late model races with him this year. I know we're trying to see what we can do with funding and everything. So just ready to get going here in May.
Absolutely, and a perfect segue into our 4th place finisher here tonight, and that champion Ryan Messer coming home with the championship. Ryan, solid run here tonight. You drove through the field. You raced your championship compadre Tanton Woldridge clean all throughout the night. Put on a heck of a show for us here in the booth and everybody watching at home. Talk to us. What's going through your mind, champ?
Just no, that was a really good race. It was really tight there at the end. Just had to try to kind of like the rest of the season's been. Just you really got to try to save early on to have anything left at the end. And I think we were all on a pretty level playing field there at the end. It tightened up quite a bit, so it was hard to make the pass. So I just knew I needed to try to be somewheres around the top 5, and we should have it. And then just right around halfway, or I think it was halfway, ended up getting spun, and like there, it's all over. But then kind of realized, like, wait, it's like who turned me? So that brought Tanton back with me, so we were still right neck and neck there, and had to come up through together. So it was close the whole way, and it was a fun year battling with Tanton, and hopefully we can carry some of this momentum into the real Super League Model Series.
That's absolutely right, and that's one of the bittersweet things here in the iRacing world. When the iRacing season ends, the real racing season kind of kicks up, and it gets a whole lot warmer. We've been talking about that's kind of been the theme throughout the night. 'Cause it's cold here in Connecticut. I know it's colder up where you guys are as well. But congratulations on the championship, Ryan, and we'll see you Thursday night. Another championship to try and chase down with the NEP series.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
And last but not least, we'll give the boss man some airtime. Craig Tully with a solid top 5 finish here tonight. And moreover, great season. 7 races in the books here tonight. It's been entertaining here on Monday nights. And I guess it's time to pencil in season 8. We got any plans for the near future?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just talking to Brent in the other channel there. I said, this is probably one of the cleaner seasons we've had, season 7. So, it worked out really great. It's enjoyable to be whatever you want to call it, the guy who runs the league. It's enjoyable to watch it, and it's enjoyable to be in the races as well. Like, it's a great group of guys. So, yeah, we'll definitely look to do it. We're gonna, go on the beaches and drink some beer and enjoy our summer, and enjoy a little bit of time off, and come back strong next winter.
Absolutely looking forward to that, and looking forward to some real racing here coming up in short order for sure. But that's going to do things here for us tonight with VidaneTV. We will catch you on the flip side, and when we do, we will be doing it live.